I've just finished watching The Last of Us. Now, does it live up to the hype or is it a massive letdown? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome to Marcus Loves Movies. My name is Marcus Lee and welcome to my TV review of The Last of Us. I've just finished the 9 episodes. I've had some time to think about it, to process it, and now I'm going to share my thoughts and feelings with you about it in this review, and hopefully you'll share your thoughts and feelings with me as well in the comment section. Just before I do that, can I ask you a quick favour? If you like TV reviews, if you like movie reviews, if you like trailer reactions and film and TV discussion, this is the place. I attempt to do all of that good stuff. And I want to create a bit of back and forth, a bit of a community. So if you like that kind of stuff, please would you subscribe to the channel? I'd really appreciate that. Anyway, let me give you a quick plot outline, then we'll get into the review. Tasked with escorting a teenager across a post-apocalyptic world, a dreaded smuggler joins hands with a young apprentice to fulfill the mission unscathed. So up front, let me say I am not a gamer. I've never played the game. I'm just coming into this show as someone who's just watching it visually on screen for the first time, never picked up a controller and played The Last of Us. But I will admit I did something stupid. Last year, The Last of Us Part 2, that game was being advertised, and it was being advertised a lot. There was so much hype about it. I'd pick up a magazine, on the back cover it said The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out, and stupidly, because of all that hype, I decided to, investigate a little bit and say, what is the big deal about? So stupidly, I went on Wikipedia and I read a plot synopsis about The Last of Us Part 2, where I saw some major plot spoilers. And at that time, I didn't think too much of it because I thought, well, I'm not going to play the game, but I didn't know a TV show was being made and a TV show was coming out called The Last of Us, which was part 1. I did not know. So foolishly, I already know some spoilers about part 2 and about what happens to certain characters, which is a bit annoying now. But anyway, I didn't know. Let's move on. I'm not a gamer. Let's watch the TV show. So I watched the TV show because people are raving about it, and I thought I'd check out the TV show, and I am so glad that I did. So the show kicks off with people who are starting to become infected with some sort of virus, which makes them go all zombie-like. And yeah, there's going to be similarities to The Walking Dead. So people become these zombie-like flesh-eating monsters. They look totally weird, and I must say that the prosthetics and the design of these characters and how they look, this whole fungal thing that's going on, it genuinely made my skin crawl. It made me feel a little bit sick, but it's, it's well designed. So this is happening in the first episode, and the world is going to pot, and I gotta say, it's one of the best opening episodes that I've seen in a long time. I already have a slight fear of flying, and one of the worst things that could ever happen to me is that I'm involved in a plane crash. And all of these things are happening in episode 1. And watching it on screen, I got to admit, it's shot brilliantly. The tension, the stress, it's all happening there in the opening episode, and it is totally gripping you out on the edge of your seat. My only problem with that opening is that because it's the setup to the rest of the show, it all happens in the first sort of 30 or 40 minutes, and then we jump to 20 years later. And I don't know, maybe that's how the game is set. It's set in this post-apocalyptic world, so we've got that setup and that all happens. But I was really enjoying that first episode and all of that tension and all of that horribleness which was going on screen, and I wanted that to last for a longer period. So anyway, we jump to 20 years later and we meet this dreaded smuggler Joel, where he's tasked with taking this young girl Ellie across the country because there's something within her system that might be the key to finding a cure to stop infected people from dying from this new zombie disease. So without a doubt, there are similarities with this show to The Walking Dead, and initially I thought it's going to be another show where we've got these infected zombie-like beings, and on the other hand we've got some survivors in this post-apocalyptic world, and each episode is going to be our survivors fighting against these zombies, and each episode is going to be a creative way in which they've had to fight and defend themselves, because essentially that's what The Walking Dead is. But by the time we get to, say, episode 3, I was proved totally wrong. There are going to be no spoilers in this review. All I'll say is that we get to meet a handful of characters. In this particular episode, we meet 2 characters, Bill and Frank, and that's an episode which is not purely about fighting against these zombie characters. It's actually a really heartwarming episode. It's about relationships, it's about love, it's about grief, it's about loss, and even the music had this whole heartwarming feel. I can only describe it as the music from the film Arrival. I'm watching this, and it's such a great character study. It was such a great episode that I was like, you're messing with my feelings here. This is heartbreaking. I'm not crying, you're crying. And it totally surprised me. I did not expect that from this show, The Last of Us. And there are lots of moments throughout the season with characters that are great, that are heartbreaking, that are done in a way where you're thinking, these script writers, these screenwriters, these producers, they've gone against the conventional rules of storytelling and writing. That's not meant to happen with that character. You've shocked me there. You've not done the norm. And that is good. And I like the fact that the show keeps you on your toes. Now, in terms of the performances, in terms of the actors, Pedro Pascal is quickly turning into one of my favourite actors. Mr. Mandalorian is killing it on TV, from The Mandalorian to Narcos. He's just such a good actor. And in this, he's playing Joel, this smuggler, and he's doing things which are so understated. He's so calm, but in his performance, you can completely believe and feel that his character is a man who is broken, who has experienced loss and tragedy and sadness. He is lonely, and he is just trying to get through life. He acts that so well. And as the show progresses, you see this character sort of warming up and coming round and finding that there's hope in the world again. Bella Ramsey also as Ellie, the young girl, she's also fantastic. And for one, you've got to remember that this is an English actor doing the American teenage girl thing, and she's doing it really well. And she literally has the weight of the hope, of the survival, of civilization on her shoulders. And she's absolutely brilliant in this as well. Now, in terms of things that I didn't like in the show, I can't actually think of many things. There are moments where the show really slows down because there's lots of walking, because Joel and Ellie are essentially just walking across America. They're trying to get to this location where supposedly everything is going to be fixed. And you could argue that the show is slow in places and it slows down. One of my other big criticisms of the show is the character of Melanie Lynskey. She's an actress who is most famous for playing Rose in 2.5 Men. And she's the leader of this rebel movement. And I didn't really believe her as the character, as someone who everyone is in fear of, who everyone bows down to. I thought that was a bit of bad casting. I think there could have been a better actor who could have played that role. Other than that, I don't have many criticisms of this show. I think other people will be able to judge how faithful this is to the game, but because I haven't played it, I don't know how faithful it is. I just watch it as someone who's watching it for the first time, never put up an Xbox controller or a PS4 controller to play The Last of Us. So for you, if you are a gamer and if you have played the game, you might have an issue with how faithful it is. I don't know. I'm just watching it as someone who is a fan of TV shows. But I thought it was absolutely fantastic, not without its flaws, but I am really, really looking forward to The Last of Us Season 2 because I know it's on its way. The only bad thing is I have a slight idea about some things that might happen because I was stupid at the beginning and I went on Wikipedia, but I'm still looking forward to it. So my official Marcus Loves Movies rating for The Last of Us Season 1 is, mini drum roll, 4.5 stars. So guys, those are my thoughts about the show, but as always, I always want to know what you think as well. Give me your thoughts. Let's have a back and forth. So leave a comment in the comment section. What did you think about The Last of Us Season 1? And before you go, please do me 2 quick favors. I always ask this in the video and it will help me to grow the channel. For one, if you've enjoyed the video, please give the video a like. If you didn't like it, still give it a like anyway. Help a small creator out, eh? And secondly, if you like more of this, if you like more reviews, if you like more trailer reactions, if you like more discussion, please subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell as well so you're notified every time I release a brand new video. That would really help me to grow this baby. Thank you for watching my TV review of The Last of Us Season 1. Please stay tuned for the next video that I put out there and I will catch up with you again soon. So until then, take care of yourselves and thanks for watching.